Hey there, this is Carrie Dills, and today we are going behind the scenes with new Rainmaker. So if you've heard of new Rainmaker, it's a new product from Copyblogger Media, the guys that make Studio Press and Genesis and offer some other cool products. So Rainmaker is basically an entire hosted WordPress solution. By hosted, I mean that you don't even need to bother with hosting. It's already set up on Copyblogger's synthesis hosting accounts. It's really designed for people who just want a really robust, I kind of hate that word, robust sounds like a marketing term, but it's a tool that's already got cool stuff built in, like the ability to show podcasts, the ability to do product sales, affiliate marketing, all this cool stuff, and without the use of going out and vetting a million plugins, Rainmaker just has it all kind of baked in. So if you go to newrainmaker.com, it kind of gives you the quick hits of things that you can do with it, but I think there's still a lot of mystery on what's actually kind of behind the curtain. So that's what I wanted to take a few minutes with you today and just show you what's behind that login screen on a new Rainmaker account. So we're going to take a look at store.carriedills.com. Now this site has previously, it was hosted with one of my favorite hosts, Flywheel. I bought the subdomain through Hover, etc., etc. Well, anyways, it was just running a Genesis theme, and it was a place where I could sell a couple of my WordPress themes. So as part of my curiosity about new Rainmaker, I wanted to switch this site over to the Rainmaker platform. So what you see here is it's a really rough, quickly thrown together using the Remobile theme from Studio Press that's available from within the Rainmaker dashboard. So without further ado, let's log in, and basically we're just going to go to WP admin, which is just like any other login to a WordPress dashboard. Let's log in. And here we go. Okay, so we land on a dashboard, and there's not too much interesting here yet. You see I don't have any orders. I mean, I'll literally just finish setting this up. But your dashboard is where you can get some basic statistics, and you can even run an A/B test, cool things like that. But let's just kind of start taking the tour. So first things first, we've got a design. Actually, you know what? Let's do... No, okay, let's start here first. Okay, so design is going to be exactly what you think about, like the look and feel of things. So if we go to this themes, and the layout is kind of, they have you going in the order that they want you to go. So, you know, logistically, you'd want to set up your theme first before you moved on to the appearance and styles. So for themes, you can see that there's just pretty much every pro version of a theme that's available from studiopress.com is in here, and you can either demo it, live preview, or activate. And for this, like I mentioned, I've got the Remobile theme. So if I go to, I can go up on appearance here, or of course go back to design appearance. Either way, it gets me there. And it's going to show the customizer here on the left, and then I've got my home page here on the right. So right off the bat, it lets you throw, you know, your favicon up there, my site title. So this kind of, it'll change in real time for you, which is cool. Your header image, that's this image, and anyways, you can go back through and set each of these. These are just widget areas on the home page, and you can set those up. Now, of course, I'm never one for reading directions in detail, but if you ever wanted directions on how to set up these themes, you just go to studiopress.com, log in to your member area, and then from there, downloads. Downloads is where you can see all the themes that you've purchased, and I have the Pro Plus pack, so I've got all the themes in here, but this little theme setup walks you through really in-depth details for setting up the theme. So I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but let's say this Remobile theme that I'm working with on Rainmaker, I could from within the StudioPress dashboard, get specific instructions on how to set up each of those widget areas, you know, if you wanted to go by the book, so to speak. Okay, so we're going to talk in a second here. I'm going to talk to you about like where this email newsletter bit is coming from, and all that good stuff. So that's themes. Once you pick out your theme, you nail down the appearance, which is like your widgets and that kind of stuff. Styles, this is something that's coming soon. So Rainmaker, part of their deal is they rolled out, they've already been through, beta is not the right word, what do they call it, pilot program, and they've just rolled out to the public this month what we currently see, with the promise of adding a lot more features. So if you opted in early on at their original price, then whatever comes down the pipeline in the future you get is pretty cool feature-wise. So styles, not here yet. Menus, this is exactly what you plan to look at if you're in a traditional WordPress dashboard under your appearance, menus. And you can see I just have a little menu set up. And I've set that as my primary menu location. I'm not using a secondary menu with this. And just so we can show you how that corresponds on the Remobile theme, it's just a nice little hamburger guy. Whoop, whoop, that feels fun. Okay, so let's go back to design. And finally, content areas. Now, some of these things, you can just get to them from multiple places. But again, these are just your widget areas. And this should all look pretty familiar just from a standard WordPress dashboard. It's just, frankly, a little better looking. And let's check out the rest under design. So let's see. We've got like a responsive slider, dynamic sidebars, social sharing. You'll notice, well, you may not notice, so I'll just tell you about it. There's the Genesis Simple Social Sharing plugin that Brian Gardner introed on Genesis Office Hours podcast a couple of months ago. And that plugin is baked into Rainmaker. So if you're on a non-Rainmaker site, but you're running the Genesis framework, then you could just go download the Simple Social. Oh, excuse me, it's not Simple Social, it's Simple Share. Genesis Simple Share. And I can't type, apparently. Share plugin. Okay. So there we go. The Genesis Simple Share plugin right here at briangardner.com. You can grab it. Let's go back. So that's what that is. And then the responsive slider, of course, the Genesis responsive slider plugin. Custom CSS. This is where, like, let's say, in this case, I wanted, originally in the theme, this email newsletter section, using the Genesis eNews Extended plugin, had a white text and a white header, and I wanted it to be darker so it would read on this background. So I just went and entered some custom CSS, and it's right there. It's not formatted with any sort of beauty, but you get the idea. Going back. And then this is another fun one. So maintenance mode. Let's say that you are setting up your new Rainmaker site, but you're not ready for the world to see it yet. What you can do is create a landing page, and all of your landing pages, which I'm going to show you in a second, automatically show up in this drop-down. So if turning on maintenance mode is as simple as selecting one of those landing pages that you've already created and saving it. Let's go look at that real quick. So let's move on to this content tab, and under content you're going to see some familiar faces. You've got your post, your pages, and here's landing pages. That's where I want to camp out a second since we were just talking about it. So I've created several landing pages. This one called "This is Embarrassing." It was just my link didn't work for a while, so that was the title I just chose to give it. Anyhow, so you can write in your content, you can add in sections, you can sort of, this is, if you remember Premise, this is the much better version of Premise. And it's not really even Premise, I think just probably some of that same, the engine behind Premise is what's going on here. Anyhow, so you can add a new section and, you know, with how many ever content columns and blah, blah, blah. Mine is super simple. So if we go to view it, you'll just see my page heading and that secondary title and then my footer down here. And again, right now, I'm not showing this page anywhere, but if I needed to throw up a, oops, I'll go back to design. If I wanted to throw up a maintenance mode page, I would just select that this is embarrassing, save it, and done. And then this minimum user to access site would basically be, like right now, I'm the only admin, but let's say I had a bunch of members or maybe affiliates or something, then I could give them access even while access to this to the site content even when it's in maintenance mode. While we're on this page, we're on our general settings tab. Let's go back to general first. Okay, so some of those things we've already seen. Site title, site description, set your time zone. These are initial things when you first start setting up your Rainmaker site. It'll walk you through these. Now design, you'll notice here I've only got an option for a single page layout, and that's because I've selected that Remobile theme, and it only comes with that one content layout. Depending on the theme you've selected, you'll get some different options here. Breadcrumbs, maintenance mode, we've already talked about. Think about if you're running the Genesis framework and you've got those Genesis theme settings, that's pretty much what's going to be under here. So you've got a way to control your comments, your content archives, whether or not to include your featured image. So these are some really familiar options. But oh, hey, whoa, here's something new. MailChimp account configuration. So in this case, I've already gone through and set up MailChimp. But if you use Aweber, that's built in too. If you use another mail software, then send in a help request to New Rainmaker to see if that is on their horizon. Anyhow, so it's real easy. I mean, they do a walkthrough to help you connect this MailChimp or whatever your mail service is, and the result is that you can use. Wait for it. That whenever you want to use one of those, which one is that under? What am I trying to say? Okay, so whenever you want to use an opt-in form, you don't have to do anything, which is awesome. It's just already going to have that connection to MailChimp for you. So pretty cool. Okay, where were we? I think we're under content. So, post pages, landing pages, already been through that. Portfolio, this is pretty nifty. These are basically just custom post types. I say that, I could be lying. I have not seen the code under this, but my assumption is that these are custom post types. So there's one for portfolio if you're a photographer or web developer, any profession that wants to show off a portfolio. Podcast. Now this is fun. I actually have a podcast, but I haven't. The regular carrydeals.com is not running on New Rainmaker, so I haven't really had an opportunity or reason to play with this podcast yet. But I'll click on Add New so you can kind of see what's going on here. It's a typical post screen where you get the post, the title. You can upload the audio file. There's a short code for wherever you want to place that player, and all kinds of extra little cool things in here. Okay, so let's go back to oops, our content. Media, this is just going to be your media image gallery, which that's just in every old WordPress install. It's just under a different menu here. And then forums. Tell me this is not cool. Because how many, I mean, and I'll be adding this eventually because it makes sense when you're selling a digital product that you would want to have a forum in there where users could ask questions. So that's what that is. And then, of course, your standard post categories and tags. Now, if you're starting a brand new website on Rainmaker, you can completely ignore these content tools. However, if you are moving like I was from an existing website, you want to import your content, then you would use this little import button. And just to give you a quick demo of where you find that. So let's say I'm logged into my dashboard at carriedeals.com, and under Tools, there's this Import Export. Let's click Export. And I want to just export all of my content and download that export file. So if I wanted to import it into Rainmaker, that's just what I would do. Come click that, select that file. That's how that works. Forms. So I use Gravity Forms a whole lot. I think, please don't quote me on this, but I think Ninja Forms is what's going on here with Rainmaker. That could be total misinformation, so please don't quote me. But I know that Studio Press has moved from, they used to include Gravity Forms in all their demos, and in an effort to highlight free software, they have started using Ninja Forms. So that's the only reason I say I think this could be Ninja Forms, but once again, I could be wrong. It's happened before. Okay, let's move on to traffic. So part of when you set up your new Rainmaker site, you connect it to your Google Analytics account. So you can get, back on our dashboard, there were, we can get back there, Google Analytics summary. So that just kind of shows you some good stuff. And helps you with your overall analytics. This is also where you can check out your affiliates. By the way, even before I imported my old site content into this, there were some pre-baked in pages already in existence. One of them was just a basic affiliate sign-up page. So if we go up to the top, affiliates, what came with the theme was this affiliate page right here. Agree to our terms of use and register. Now, terms of use, that's a page that I set. I linked that up. And then this extra blah, blah, blah about an affiliate program, I added that in there myself. So if you want to be an affiliate for the utility theme, come on and sign up. Anyhow, if I had any affiliates at this point, you would see them here, but I don't, because this is brand new. And then we've also got this outreach options, which this is part of the Scribe SEO tool, which I'm not going to go deep dive into that, but I've used Scribe as a standalone tool over on carriedeals.com, and it's just pretty freaking amazing. And it's expensive too. That's why I was excited that it's baked into Rainmaker. Again, if you were to go piece together, the hosting, Scribe, all these tools, it would cost a lot more money than just Rainmaker does by itself. So it's actually a pretty good deal, assuming you need all of these tools. If you don't, that's another story. Okay, conversion. Now, okay, well, let's talk about this first. So right off the bat, I've got a checkout page selected. That came baked in with Rainmaker. A login page, baked in. Member page, baked in. Email status, I've already gone through and done my MailChimp configuration. Payment gateway status, this is cool. I use Stripe, stripe.com. And when you first set up your Rainmaker account, or even if you do this part later, there's a little wizard that it walks you through. So you don't need to be a coding guru for any of this. Okay, so conversion is all about how do you when people are looking at your content or visiting your site, what are the actions you want them to take? Is it to purchase a product? Is it to sign up for an email newsletter? Is it to click through somewhere or download a free ebook? Or, what are the things that you want them to do? So I'm not going to go into each of these sections here, but just know that there are a lot of built-in tools. Rainmaker is really designed around content marketing, sort of that copy blogger philosophy of rich, frequent, helpful, useful content, and then getting people to take action because they love your awesome content. So those tools are quite naturally baked in. And I haven't had a chance to play with those enough to really say anything more eloquent about it, other than just know it's there. And then results are going to be sort of, what's the back end of those conversions. So let's say that you set up an A/B test. Well, you can view reports. So let me show you a little example. So I've got a landing page for the utility theme, and it's, for the very little work I did, I think that looks pretty cool. It's got, well, let me just show you what it looks like. So if we go to edit landing page, actually, let's go to a start new landing page. Sorry, this is not scripted, not professional here. Just wanted to show you what your options are. So you have a template builder, or you can use a pre-built template, which is cool. You don't have to be designing all this crap. So when I went to create this utility landing page, I used one of those pre-built templates. It's got page heading, subheading, these features, and that's going to correspond to, oops, oh, I guess I have to. These are going to be the features here, each of these areas with the little icon. Underneath that, it's got the call to action, a testimonial, and they're kind of just cool little, WYSIWYG's not the right word, but you're not just given a blank page and you've got to drop in short codes or something. It walks you through how to create each of these sections. And like the pricing table, I mean, my gosh, how easy is this? It just, you fill out the form fields and it produces this really killer pricing table, which is nice. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So over here, if I wanted to SEO this out, which I'll probably eventually do, then I could do that. So where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the results and the A/B testing. So let's say I've got this landing page, and as an A/B test, I wanted to, maybe swap out my headline or swap out a design element or something. Then I would be able to come in and say, okay, of those A/B tests, which variation generated more conversions? And again, that's how, what do I define conversion as? Is it a theme purchase? Is it a sign up from a newsletter? Since this is a product sale, then a theme purchase would probably be my number one conversion factor. You know what? We didn't talk about products yet. Let's go back to content. Wait a minute. Where'd my products go? Conversion. Oh, there we go. Okay, so my products are under conversion. So let's click View All, and right now I don't have too much going on in there. I even need to finish setting this up, but there's no need to install a what's the word I'm looking for? No need to install an e-commerce plugin. So previously I was using Easy Digital Downloads, which by the way I love. If you're on a standalone site running Genesis or a bajillion other themes, then check out Easy Digital Downloads. But if you're on New Rainmaker, you don't need any of that. It's just baked in there. So you can come in, set up the name of the product, a description of the product, select a page for somebody to land on once they purchase that product. You set the price. You can even construct your email that you're going to shoot out after that product is purchased. Cool stuff. And then, of course, that results in a URL. And you can see this is not a pretty permalink there, but if I wanted to say buy it, then that would be the link to direct purchase it, as opposed to the product detail page. Okay, where were we? I know I'm hopping all kinds of around. And of course, once people order your product, you can check that out there. So Rainmaker also has in this whole idea of membership. So if you wanted to put some of your content behind a paywall, or not even a paywall, it could just be you need to be a member to view this. So let's check out briangardner.com. He has this thing where you get free content, and basically you fill out your information, log in. It doesn't cost anything, but some of his content requires you to be logged in to view it, which is kind of a cool thing for audience building. Maybe not right for everybody, but you can do that. And Brian Gardner, if I didn't just say it, is running on Rainmaker. Okay, so that's where it comes down to this education piece. Woo, just kidding. I lied. I just lied. Go back, go back, go back. Well, I just lied completely, and that was the worst segue ever. That education goes on over to my Copyblogger. So Copyblogger has this thing called Authority, which is sort of their, just like I was showing you Brian's behind the wall free content. So Copyblogger has this thing called Authority, and it's just a lot of additional access to content that you get if you're registered with them. So when you sign up for a new Rainmaker account, you're automatically given access to the entire Authority library. So that's what this education bit is. So anyhow, I hope that this is helpful. And let me just show you this. So let's say, what kind of help do I even need? I'll just go to the knowledge base because I'm not sure exactly what kind of help I want right now. But extensive knowledge base built in on all kinds of topics. So, okay, so there's the how do I access Authority. So it's got a ton of great documentation baked in, which you gotta love. I'm a big fan of things that are making information easy to find. And then if you're like, screw that, I need to talk to a human, then boom, right there from within your account dashboard, you can shoot off an email to grab some help. And of course there's the Your Account, which is going to take you back to my new Rainmaker, and I'm not going to log in and bother with all that right now. But that is it. So if you haven't yet, check out New Rainmaker. You can simply go to carrydills.com/Rainmaker and make it rain. And that link just redirects. If you've liked this content and you're curious, I would invite you to use that carrydills.com/Rainmaker link. That is an affiliate link. By the way, if you do end up joining Rainmaker and you love it, do check out their affiliate program. The affiliate program is only for people who are using the product, which makes sense. You know, they want affiliates that can speak knowledgeably to the product and are using it and loving it. But it's a fantastic payout. So you can easily, if you're blogging or writing about Rainmaker, you could pretty easily make back the cost of your Rainmaker subscription just by selling. Or sending an affiliate referral like once every other month. It's that awesome. So check that out. If you have any questions, hit me up at carrydills.com, and I will see what I can do for you. Otherwise, that's it. Have a fantastic day.